Gahcho Kué diamond mine is pausing a key project which would extend the life of the mine. On Monday, Mountain Province Diamonds, which owns 49% of the mine in a joint venture with De Beers, announced a pause on the development of the Tutso Phase 3 project, the development of a diamond-bearing kimberlite pipe. That project is part of the plan for extending the mine's life to 2030 with ore processing into 2031. For more on what this could all mean for the future of diamond mining in the NWT, I'm joined by Paul Zimnisky. He's an independent diamond industry analyst, and he joins us on the line now from New Jersey. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
How surprised were you to learn that this project is being put on hold?
I think this is a continuation of the news that we've seen over the last couple of years. We were talking about the Ekati mine a few weeks back. I think everybody's in a somewhat same situation, as operating conditions have been quite difficult with the diamond market. Diamond prices have been trending down for about 3 years now. So the industry's had wind in its face, and diamond mining is a difficult business to begin with. And I think that kind of gets us to the current situation that we're seeing across not just diamond mines in Canada, but across the world.
So Mountain Province Diamonds describes the Tutso project as part of the plan for keeping the mine operating. Do you have a sense for how integral it is for extending the life of the mine?
Yeah, so my understanding is approximately 2 years ago, they shelved longer-term expansion plans, and I think this is news of, suspending or shelving medium-term expansion plans, and the more near-term, which is going to be the mining of the NEX portion of the ore body, that is still on. So that should take production through at least the end of 2026, based on my understanding, and I think it kind of buys them time. And if we do see a recovery in diamond prices, that it's very possible they could reverse some of these decisions.
Do you think that's likely?
Again, it all depends on the diamond price. I think if we see diamond prices get back to maybe levels that we saw in 2021, that would in my opinion be a level that would maybe help return enthusiasm. And there are, some important industry catalysts that are happening right now. So we had a U.S. 50% tariff on imports from India. Most diamonds, even the diamonds mined in Canada, are cut and polished in India, and most of those are imported to the U.S. So the tariff definitely disrupted the trade last year, and we just got news in recent days that there has been a trade agreement reached with the U.S. and India. So that's an example of a positive catalyst. De Beers is actually up for sale right now. I think if we do see, some sort of clarity on who the new owners of De Beers will be, I think that will help provide some confidence in the industry. So there's catalysts that are actually happening right now that certainly could help reverse the price trend. But there's many moving parts, and it's really difficult to predict how it's all going to play out.
Yeah, you mentioned that De Beers is for sale there. Do you think that factors into decisions on whether or not to keep investing in mines like Gahcho Kué?
Yeah, so Anglo American, which is De Beers' parent, they were, very public about that. They're doing a larger company restructuring. De Beers itself is kind of going through its own restructuring, and they were prioritizing, assets that they want to continue investing in. And the Canadian diamond assets didn't, seem to make the cut, and that's when those longer-term, plans to potentially take this mine underground were shelved.
I put this question to the NWT's Minister of Industry earlier in our show, but with this planned pause to the expansion, how likely do you think it is that this mine could close earlier than expected?
I guess based on what we know right now, the implication is, that is a possibility if we don't see, a change in plans. Again, my understanding is, as we stand today, the NEX portion of the ore body that takes production, probably at least through the end of this year, and then we kind of get back to the situation of what's the medium term plan, and then the longer term plan kind of remains uncertain as well. So again, I think this is kind of more about buying time, and I think the hope is that there will be recovering industry fundamentals that could, allow them to potentially reverse, that medium-term strategy decision.
With De Beers being up for sale, what is the market like for buying a diamond company like De Beers? Is it likely that it's going to sell, do you think?
Yeah, I think it will sell. It's a very complicated business. It's vertically integrated. You have to remember with diamonds, you aren't just mining the commodity. You have to create demand for it as well. If you are just, say mining gold or mining copper, there's always going to be demand for that. You just have to basically get the product out of the ground. With diamonds, you have to get the diamonds out of the ground, but you also have to create demand for it. It's a luxury product that people don't need. They want it, and you have to kind of, stimulate that demand and that desire. So that's what makes, the diamond industry so unique. And De Beers is, vertically integrated because it creates demand for the diamonds and it also produces the diamonds. So it's De Beers is the industry steward, and the industry wants confidence and understanding what the future of De Beers is going to look like, I think, before some stakeholders make, longer term capital investments. So it's a very important catalyst from that standpoint.
The industry minister earlier was also saying that one of the pressures that she's noticing is that because the price of gold has gone up by so much, people are choosing to put smaller diamonds in anything that they are making. Do you see a time where the price of gold makes a bigger diamond more doable for people?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to say because what's going on right now is like larger, higher end diamonds, those that are, say 2, 3, 4 carat that sell for, tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. That market's actually quite hot right now. It's kind of the lower quality, smaller diamonds that are underperforming. So the market's actually very, very bifurcated. But again, I think it has, something to do with we're just seeing a widening wealth gap, globally, and wealthy people could afford to buy, expensive items like high-end diamonds. The lower-end consumers, continuing to deal with, difficult financial conditions, and I do think that is having an impact on the market. And I think for a consumer that say has a $2,000 or $3,000 budget to buy, say, a diamond engagement ring, they could buy, a small, low-quality natural diamond, or they could buy a large, high-quality man-made diamonds. And I think that's, where the impact of, say, that the lab-grown diamonds are really affecting the natural diamond market right now.
Yeah, do you see that changing at all? Do you see natural diamonds overtaking lab-growns?
I think, again, so much of this comes down to the marketing. You have to, market natural diamonds and create a desire for the product and get customers to be willing to pay a big premium for natural diamonds. I mean, lab-grown man-made diamonds, they're 90% less than an equivalent natural diamond. So there's a huge, huge price differential. And I think consumers would prefer natural diamonds. I think there's something very romantic about, a relic of nature that's 1 billion years old that was brought to the surface of the earth through a volcano. So I think there's very strong underpinnings, but I think with younger generations, they really haven't been exposed to kind of the story of natural diamonds. So I think that's where the industry really has its work cut out for itself. And that's right. I think if we see some resolution with the sale and De Beers, we could start to see some positive momentum in that area.
All right, Paul, we're going to have to leave that there, but I appreciate you taking our call this morning.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Paul Zimnisky is an independent diamond industry analyst. He joined us on the phone from New Jersey this morning.